Well, hey there folks, welcome back to Middleburgh. As you can see, we are getting late in the evening here. I got 3 bags of fertilizer in the pickup and we're headed back to the farm. On the last episode, I was working on the new field, getting some line put out, and that is done. But I ended up having to take a loan out to finish up the line. And then I had to take more loan to get this fertilizer. So I now have a $10,000 loan and $1,400 in cash. But I do have some barrels of whiskey, I believe, down there at the still, or I should have some that I can sell. And so what I'm going to do is get this fertilizer put out really quick. Work on selling some whiskey. And then maybe, if we'll have time, we'll do a little bit of mowing this evening. I do want to also start on the tillage work, the plowing of our fields. So a lot to do, and I only have one tractor. So that is one of the problems that I'm facing right now, especially with that trailer. I can send a helper to drive down to our sell locations, but while that is going on, I can't use the tractor. So that is definitely something I need to look into, is potentially getting another tractor or a different trailer. So one or the other. Because I do imagine that once some of this stuff starts rolling along, like the animals and any productions that we end up with, we're going to have to rely on some helpers to drive along and help deliver some of this stuff. So definitely need to look at that situation right now. And also, I wanted to thank you guys for commenting on a previous episode where I asked about how much I should use the steel with what it's making, and for you guys to give me your thoughts on that. So it seems the majority of you guys agreed that since this is a Let's Play, to just roll with it and enjoy the income. So I am going to do that, and I appreciate you guys for commenting. And NitroDad, the creator of the map, actually commented as well, which is really cool for me. And he indicated that his intentions with the steel was for it to be used as kind of just a filler, to be there, to be used maybe in just short bursts to help pad the bank account when needed. So I think what I'm going to do is go with what his intentions were on the steel and use it such as that. So if you remember, I had placed one trailer load, I think one full trailer load of cracked corn in at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is just let that run out. We're going to sell everything that it makes until then. And then once that initial batch of corn is used up, then I may wait a little bit before I add any more to it. We'll just have to see how things are progressing, how we are making out with some of our harvests, and just kind of go with that, see how it plays out, and then just use it kind of as I need to, at least for now, while we own this farm here. Now once we move farms, I won't have the steel, so my plan is to buy the production plant in town. Now we may run that one a little different. We might really crank out some materials there, or who knows, I don't know, maybe that one, so I don't know, maybe the production plant doesn't make as much. I'm not sure. But either way, we're just going to kind of play this along. We're going to let this first batch run out here and then kind of go from there. So appreciate all of you guys for commenting. That's very much appreciated. So you see the field is now fertilized. It actually went through quite a bit of fertilizer. That field was in really bad shape. It had no nitrogen on it, so it took quite a bit of fertilizer, and I'm actually really surprised it took as much as it did. I almost went with 1 bag, and then I figured, well, I'll go ahead and buy 3 just to keep from having to make so many trips back down to the shop. And I'm glad I did. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these other barrels of whiskey. Well, I think there's some other barrels down here. There should be. Yeah, it looks like there are 4 barrels. And we'll get these down to the sell point location. Oh, went too far. Let's back up a little bit. There we go. So we'll get these sold, and then I'm going to pay back what I owe on the loan, the $10,000. I think this trailer load should be around 20,000, maybe a little bit more. And then when I come back to the farm, I am going to hook up to the mower. I want to try to get a little bit of grass mowed this evening. I don't have a huge area to mow, but I do have some grass strips around the farm that I can go ahead and mow, and then even if I can't pick it up right away, I believe what I'm going to end up doing is just making silage with it. Now, how I do that, I'm not real sure, because I don't have a baler, I don't have a rake, I don't have a silage pit, I don't have a wrapper, I don't have anything. So I may lease something. We may install some new fixtures here on the farm. I'm not real sure. We'll have to just see kind of what happens with that. So let me scoot down here to the sell point. I believe, actually, you know what? I don't know where the best price is. It probably is still the Raz's Rib Shack, but let's just double check here. It does appear so. So we're going to go back down to Raz's Ribeyes, get this sold, and then we'll come back up to the farm and start mowing. So we're going to cut here, and then we will see you back here at the farm. All right, we just got back here to the house. We got $22,000 for those 4 barrels of whiskey, and then I went ahead and paid back the $10,000 loan. So I'm back to being debt free. That is a good feeling. So as you can see, it's getting late. It's a little after 5 here, but I think I have just enough daylight. Well, I hope I do, to get a little bit of mowing done. Now all I have is this little lizard bush hog here, but I'm going to try to make it work. Let's got some lights on here. When we get down here, we have this grass section over here that doesn't have any trees. Again, it's not very much grass, but we're going to go ahead with it and see if it'll make a little bit of something. Now I do see there is some kind of glowing trigger box coming out of the back of the mower there. If any of you guys know what is causing that and how I can disable it, please let me know. I have noticed it on another piece of equipment I've used, another mower, but I don't know what's causing that. Well, this is not a whole lot of grass. but it does look pretty thick. So it may be making a pretty good amount there on the ground. I do have my auto drive course set to loop around through here, but it is just grass. It'll be okay. So while we are rolling along through this little bit of grass here, one thing I do want to do on this playthrough is try and use slurry or manure from the cows instead of buying so much fertilizer. So far I hadn't been able to do that yet just because I didn't have enough cows to make that much. And just starting out here, I didn't really have a whole lot of funds to go buy a slurry spreader anyway, so at some point I do want to try and get to that stage where I can use the slurry to do some fertilizing. And that should save me a little bit of money too on the fertilizer. All we have is just a pass or two back down the other way. And then I may go around the outside here. There's a little bit of grass around these trees here. Might try and grab that. I'm thinking what I'll probably do somewhere on the property. Well, I don't know. Thought about putting in a bunker somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's not a whole lot of grass, so it's probably actually more just cost effective to buy it from the dealership instead of buying equipment to just manage this little bit. So I don't know. I've got to come up with some cheap way to get this turned into silage. All right. Oh, yeah, there we go. A little bit of grass there and a bush. All right. Now, around the edge here, we're just going to go ahead and mow this down. Not a ton out here, but it's a few passes, and there may be some other spots in amongst those trees that is open enough. Maybe back there behind the house I might be able to mow some of that. And I do think out there around that new field that I bought, there may be some grass enough to make it worth mowing. And there's the rain. Now, if you guys are not aware, the water on this map will rise after rain or during the rain. So there are some roads that end up getting flooded, which is a really cool feature. It does add a little bit of dynamic events to the map that happen as a result of something else. So that is really cool. I like when map makers add in things like that. It just adds another touch of character to the map, which is really, really neat. All right, so one more pass of grass. Mow in here. Actually, I'm going to turn around. I think there was just a little bit of mist. I guess not. So let's just take a quick little peek over here. I know it's getting dark. So there is some area back here I might could weave around through these trees. Let's take a look over here. Another little area here. But it's just going to be so difficult running around trying to grab all of this grass. But it's back down this way. I have not even been back down here. Another little open area maybe. I guess I could go into the cow pen and mow some of that. Let's take a quick little drive over to the other field and see what's around it, see if it's worth mowing over there. Actually had a decoration out in the front yard and it is missing. I think I have disabled a mod that made it go away. Yeah, so around this field I might be able to get several passes up and down here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and mow this up, and then I'm gonna cut the so I'm gonna go ahead and mow these few strips here. I know it's getting really dark and the video is not going to come through great on YouTube, so I'll get this done and go ahead and sleep through the night. We'll pick it up in the morning. Well, all right, we are back here. First thing in the morning, I actually woke up at 5 a.m. and I loaded up another trailer full of 6 whiskey barrels, took them down, got them sold. You see, I am at $40,000. Now I spent almost $5,000 renting this baler wrapper and a small little windrower. And I tried to get them on the trailer. I was going to stack them both on the trailer sideways and pull them both back up to the farm. That didn't work. As you can see, the baler is pretty much as big as the trailer, so I'm gonna have to do it one at a time. So I'll go ahead and take the rake up first and get started on that. There were still 2 whiskey barrels down at the farm, so I still have those. I'm sure it's going to make more today. Still have quite a bit of corn still in the still. So going to have some more coming, but we're going to need it. We've got to make a lot of money between now and the time we buy the other farm. The other thing I've decided to do is I do have quite a bit of corn in the silo, so we're going to go ahead and sell some of that, or quite a bit of it, whenever the price comes up. So back to the farm here. We're going to get on up there and then get going with a little bit of raking.
So right, hitting the streets in my old man Chevrolet, looking for a good time and then some, kick it with my friends in the hot sand. I got a song blasting by the Zach Brown band, yeah. I got a case of cold beer, ain't gonna last long here. I'll pick my friends up at the pier.
right, we got the other side of the road done, and now I'm working on this little area over here by the farm. It's starting to get a little bit more daylight too. It was pretty dark. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, and it stayed pretty dark up until now, so starting to be able to see a little bit better. So that is definitely a good thing. I'm actually quite surprised about how much grass this seems to be making. The grass seems to be pretty thick, so hopefully I get a pretty decent amount. Now I did spend nearly $5,000 on the rental, so I'm wondering how many bales I'll end up with, and if it actually is worth doing what I'm doing. So that'll be interesting to see once we get all of the bales made up, to see if it would have just been better off buying the bales. I think we'll come out money ahead, but we'll just have to see once we get the bales made up.
Big old waves and a clear sky. Life's good out here, and I wonder why anybody would ever leave this place. Yeah, the bar at the beach sells margaritas in the bed shelves. Let's all go crazy, baby. We're all like kicking it high, kicking it low, making noise like a big truck show. Raising hell is the way to go. Yeah, we're kicking it fast, kicking it slow, bouncing around like a rodeo. Bad girls wanna rock and roll. Yeah, we're kicking it. Everything's alright. It's a small town summer night. Oh yeah, and I feel like kicking
Let's see, I need to go around that edge one more time. It is a little bit messy there. We'll just pull all of this together here. It's going to be a really big windrow. Alright, we'll turn around and head back the other way. Oh, I just missed a spot there. That's okay. Alright, we got that done, and let's see, we'll pull this into this one here, and then we'll just have a couple more passes down the middle, and then we'll have all the raking done, and I'll head back down, all the way back down to the shop and grab the baler. Tell you, the shop is not too far away from this farm, so that's pretty good. However, if and when I ever do get to move, that is quite a bit of a journey over to that farm, so that is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to be a little bit more determined on my trips down to the dealership there. I think I have one. Let's see, man. No, I got a few more down here on this end, but we're not going to have to go all the way down to the end. Nope, I'm gonna just pull those together right here. And then probably 2 more passes, 1 down and 1 back, and that'll get all of this done. Now I'm not going to take the rake back just yet, just in case I end up trying to find some other little spots of grass that I want to mow here around the farm. I may try, depending on how many bales I get. If it seems like I'm getting a pretty good number of bales, I may just go with that. But if it's slim, I may run around the farm and try to find some openings that I might be able to get some grass, more grass mowed. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure. Alright, so that is going to do it here. I'm going to clean this up right here. And I did miss a little spot there, so I'm going to clean that up. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this. And then run down to the dealership, grab the baler. And next time, we're going to bale up this grass and see what I end up with. I'm not expecting a lot, but maybe I'll be surprised. And then after that, we'll need to get into some tillage. So hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure to give the video a like. Subscribe to my channel if you hadn't done so already. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope each of you have a blessed day.